So if I had an extra subscriber for every time somebody did Gyakudo in these videos, we'd be the top channel on YouTube. But the thing I think a lot of people are missing about Gyakudo is, and I get it asked as a question a lot, like, why am I hitting Gyakudo? Kaishido's the same. Why am I hitting Kaishido on Gyakudo and it's never getting Ippon? Why are the Shinpan so strict on door strikes? Why are the Shinpan so strict on it? And it always goes to the Shinpan, because what a lot of people are focused on is the point of impact between the Shinai and the door. Hi folks, it's Andy. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome to this episode of Kendo Video Feedback. In these videos, I basically take some footage that you wonderful channel viewers have sent in to me. We watch it together. I give you some feedback and hopefully everybody finds it useful. We're going to get to it in just a minute. We've got a couple of things to look at. They're all Shiai videos today. It's just three videos to look at, so it shouldn't be super long. We'll get to it in just a minute. Before we do, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment using the word Kendo to satisfy the YouTube ninjas, yeah? Use the word Kendo. This is the best Kendo video I've ever seen, the best Kendo channel ever. Something like that. And we'll make sure we grow the Kendo population by 652 gazillion people in the next 15 nanoseconds, okay? Make sure you do that. And also, if you like the channel, if you like the content that I put out, it's all completely free of charge. Whether it's these feedback videos, the Q&A style videos that I do via Kendo Rant, whether it is the analysis videos, instructional videos, and all that sort of thing, it's all completely free. All you have to do, and it's a real win-win, is shop at kendostar.com. Kendostar is the best Kendo equipment website ever. Of course, I would say that because I own the place. But it's true. Everyone agrees with us. Don't buy twice. Buy right first time round and shop at kendostar.com. Okay. Let's get to these videos. You're going to have to excuse my voice. Anyone that joined me for Kendo Rant last week, I'm probably going to be coughing a little bit throughout. I'll clear my throat. I've been really sick the last couple of weeks. I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, but I'm not quite there. All right. So I might be sipping on my water like that as we get through this video, all right? So please excuse me, but I'm not very well, all right? I'm getting there. Right. These first couple of videos are from, these are from last week's, not last week, I think it was 2 weeks ago now that we did the last one, but the last submission said his friend wanted feedback on some of the individual matches from that tournament, but didn't want to take up too much of my time, but he didn't give me information about it. So I wrote back and asked for the information. We've got it this time. So we're looking here. This is from an individual, I think it's a Q grade tournament. Is that right? We're looking at, let's see, he's read in the videos and currently second Q and been doing Kendo for a couple of years. All right, let's have a look. Let's have a look. All right, so we're looking second Q here on the red side. All right. Let me start again. Good. Okay. Okay. Oh, good. So this is a really good chance to hit. But before I get to that, I just want to start from here. The striking, Fumikomi, stuff like that, it's pretty much okay for the level that you're at. It's not too bad. All right, that's fine. All right, come to here. But what I want you to do, and this isn't just you, this is like 90% of people doing Kendo that I see. Focus more on your footwork. I say it's every single episode. I know that. All right, but there's just a little bit too much here. This sort of relaxation in the footwork where we sort of go to walking and we lose our like concentration in that moment. Okay. Now it might be that someone's able to take advantage of that. It might not, but it's just best practice to keep your Kendo footwork as much as possible. Keep it accurate and keep it sharp. All right. And overall, it's going to benefit your Kendo in the long run. All right. And in the short term too, to be honest. Sorry, I'm going to be sniffing like this because I'm still not right. But no, it's not great to hear down the microphone. Sorry, folks. This is a great chance to hit. Not here. But you see, like here, for example, here where you do this Hikimen, right? I like that you're doing the Hikimen. It's really, really good. But what I don't want you to do it half-hearted, all right? So you're going to do the Hikimen, bam! It doesn't matter if it hits or not. But just because it doesn't hit, don't give up on it there. You're not going to try and get Ippon, and I'm not trying to say oversell the Ippon or something like that, but use your footwork to put some distance between you and the other person, because, as I say, you don't know what's going to happen. They might come after you, all right? But because you're sort of strolling backwards, you're not ready to deal with it if they do, okay? This is a really great chance to hit. Here, when they come, but can you see? I think you know what I'm going to say. Yeah. See how our feet aren't in a position to launch us into an effective strike. So even though you have this fantastic opportunity of which you take brilliant advantage of, because your lower body and your footwork's not ready for you to strike, you can't make an effective strike that has Kikentai no Ichi, okay? So in other words, there's no Fumigomi, it's just your hands hitting out, all right? So it can't really be qualified as Ippon, you know what I'm saying? So, excellent that you're hitting at this point, because it's a great time to strike, but we need to raise the quality so we can make sure you get Ippon in the future, okay? Same with the follow-up strike, all right? You even get a flag for that, which I get. Let's have a look at the follow-up strike. See, again, the follow-up strike, because your footwork's not, you know, not accurate, yeah, your second strike as well, you see, you're launching it, you see how your feet are basically together or crossed over. So you can't really, you know, because you didn't use the proper suriashi to chase them down. Excuse me. Because you didn't, you know, hit in the first place from the good position with the good Fumigomi, and then follow that with the good footwork so that you could make the second follow-up hit accurately. So your footwork was a little bit out of the window. You made these brilliant, you know, strikes of these brilliant opportunities, but it's just a bit hard to get them over the line in terms of Ippon, okay? All about footwork. I can't emphasize enough how important having correct and accurate footwork in Kendo is, all right? Most important thing. Especially in competition. You live and die by that, you know? It's so important. Oh, that was a really good man. Excellent, excellent. Okay, good. So here, we get this great men strike, because exactly as I've said, all right? I'm not saying I told you so, but I told you so. After here, bam, we set ourselves into a good position with our footwork. Now, you know, I'll be honest, your left leg's a little bit too bent, but I'm going to let that go because this is such a brilliant Ippon, all right? But because you're in a good position to strike, you're able to make a good strike, leaping forward with Fumigomi at a brilliant time, and there's 3, you know, undisputed flags there for you for your point, okay? So you have to make the quality of all your strikes like this one, okay? Brilliant strike. Okay, let's see what happened here. Okay, this happens a lot. You didn't do the wrong thing here. It's obviously usual at your, you know, your level, but your opponent has sort of stepped in, they're taking the initiative, they've launched an attack first, and what you've done is you've sort of met their energy, if that makes sense. Like you've met their, like you've matched their time in an attack, and of course they're a step ahead. All right, so that's why you lose at Ironman. Okay. In future, it's extremely common when a reset happens, especially after losing a point, for an opponent to step in and hit men, especially at this point. All right, so matching them with Ironman it's not an optimal strategy. Okay, here is a good time to be patient. All right, and if you feel like they're going to if they step in aggressively like this, okay, then be prepared so that you can instead, like I say, in the future, maybe with a bit more practice, this is where you want to whip out something like Kaishido, Degote, something like that. Okay? You're pretty tall, so maybe like Suriage, whatever, you know. Well, that's obviously a bit more advanced.
Don't mind, don't mind.
Should we leave that? Should we leave that? Do you know what, right? Excuse me. I'm gonna give you some credit for hitting a pretty interesting opportunity, and it's open. It's open, right? It's open. All right, that Gyakudo. All right. But the problem is, your footwork's not up to it, is it? Right? Which is what I've been saying. And you know, I know I'm like being harsh on this, right? But it's normal for someone of where you're at. Okay, it's normal, right? So it's not like you're behind or something like that. You're ahead. You're doing super well, right? I'm just trying to tell you how to get even better. Well, because you know you made a good decision to hit Gyakudo. It's just you know, like your footwork is not in a position to strike properly. So then you sort of lose your balance as you spin round from the momentum of the strike. Of course, can't be considered ippon, right? Because it's totally disjointed, right? The thing you got to remember, and this isn't you, this is everybody. See, you know, if I had an extra subscriber for every time somebody did Gyakudo in these videos, we'd be like the top channel on YouTube. But the thing I think a lot of people are missing about Gyakudo is, and I get it asked as a question a lot, like why am I hitting Gyakudo? Kaishido's the same. Why am I hitting Kaishido or Gyakudo and it's never getting ippon? Why are the Shimpan so strict on door strikes? Why are the Shimpan so strict on it? And it always goes to the Shimpan, because what a lot of people are focused on is the point of impact between the shinai and the door, right? But we don't judge the criteria of ippon for that, right? Yuko Datotsu is not judged like that, whether that's for door or for men or for kote or for tsuki. Okay, that's not how points in kendo work. Yeah, so yes, in this particular case you hit the door. Okay, now you're not arguing with me here. I'm not, and it's not an argument, but I'm using this as an example for the questions that we often get. But basically you hit the door, yes, but as I said, because it wasn't backed up with good footwork and stuff like that, you lost all of your posture and everything because of the momentum from the strike. So it can't be considered good Kentai no Ichi. All right. So it's a bigger picture. And I think that's what most of the people struggle with Gyakudo, you know, especially. Lots of people seem to want to hit Gyakudo a lot. I guess because they feel like they can just bash it as hard as they can, which is not right either. But if you want to get the Gyakudo ippon, it has to fulfill all the criteria. It's got to be more than just bashing the target as hard as you can. All right. It's got to be more than just hitting the target with the shinai. Yeah. It's got to be at the correct opportunity. It's got to be done with the correct posture, with the correct spirit, with the correct hasuji. It has to be on target. It has to have zanshin. All right. It has to have kentai no ichi. All right. We know the criteria of Yuko Datotsu. Gyakudo has to fill it as much as the others. All right. So that's my little message for everybody out there that's bashing away at Gyakudo and then coming to me asking me why are the Shimpan so harsh on Gyakudo? Kaishido's the same, by the way. Oh, brilliant men there. So that was good. That was good. All right. It doesn't matter that you fell over. All right. Now the issue you got here, of course. This is great that you made a men's strike here. Absolutely brilliant. I'm super happy with that. Really like it. It'd be even better if you had better footwork. So that after this Gyakudo attempt, instead of sort of being all over, you kind of bam this way, not ippon that he's running after you, bam, you can make an even better quality men's strike. All right. Now, forgive me for saying this, but I believe if this is a higher level tournament, and I don't know if this is like an open division or a Q tournament or what, but even if it's not, even if it's an open division, like if this was between higher level downgrades, this isn't getting ippon because again, the footwork's not backing it up good enough to get, you know, a high enough, like, should we say, to meet the criteria of Kentai no Ichi. So, going forward, that's what you need to sharpen up so that you can, because it's fantastic you made a strike in this opportunity. A lot of people would let this opportunity pass them by. All right, a lot of people would. So this is why I'm putting so much emphasis on making sure that you improve your footwork so that you can take it, because you're obviously aware of and have the sense of making the strikes in these opportunities. I just want to make sure that we raise the likelihood of those strikes becoming ippon. All right. Excuse me on the coughing, by the way. So good job. All right. Okay, let's have a look at your next match. It's still in red. There's a shorter video I can see. So again, good opportunity here for Atouchi, but not quite in the position in terms of our footwork to make a fast enough and high enough quality strike for it to be a point. All right. Good men's strike here. Really good men's strike here. Yeah, and again, you see, because this is where you get that opportunity to lock in your footwork before you launch so you can make a really nice high quality strike. That's brilliant, right? So I know you're capable of doing it, and this is one of the reasons I'm being quite harsh about the whole Ashtabaki thing. But what I want you to do is to make these like how can I say, like here, you had an opportunity to lock in your footwork before you launch a strike, okay? Your footwork has to be locked in all the time, yeah? Rather than, if we watch what happens here, you can see it happen, right? Not ready yet. Now, there's a moment where you lock it in. See if we can get to it. So we step in here and we're sort of ready, but we're not. So it's here. This is where you sort of lock it in a bit. And that's when you launch. It's great, right? It's great. But I want you to have this feeling of this moment here where, you know, this part here where you've already locked in. That has to be in ideally all the time. But you know, even if not all the time, it has to be a lot more than it currently is, okay? Brilliant men's strike. That was a close one for that men's strike there. Good. So look, you know, these men's strikes are great. So, you know, it's the same sort of thing. It really is. It really is. So just keep that in mind. And it's about making sure that your footwork is constantly locked in. So you're always able to do this. You don't miss those opportunities, because overall, as I said, you know, you've made loads of strikes at opportunities that are fantastic. But I just want us to get into a position where we're able to take advantage of these brilliant opportunities, okay? So that you're, you know, when you do make them, you're definitely getting them over the line and they're definitely getting you ippon, all right? So you need to concentrate on your footwork practice, all right? Making sure that your footwork is accurate, okay, and puts you in that position so you're primed to strike it all the time. I think you're doing absolutely brilliant. You're really, really fantastic for where you're at. You're definitely on the right track, all right? But if you focus on those things, you're going to really, really take off, all right? It's fantastic. Well done. Keep it up. Let's move on to the next video. Okay, so next one. This one says, this is from championships. She's practiced kendo for around 4 years. A few months ago, past Shodan. She's on the left side in the white. Okay, let's have a look. All right, so it's just one shiai. It's the national championships. Let's have a look. Okay, this is from, she's playing against a player from the national team. All right, so she's only been doing kendo 4 years. Let's see how she has on. Now, here's something I want to pick up on, right? Because this is a good example, all right? And this is something that I think a lot of people get wrong or mess up, right? Here's the edge of the court. Here's the Kaishisen, the starting line and the cross there, okay? Lots of people, for some reason, they just take one step in here and then they do their day here and then try to make this massive distance in just 3 steps. But what the players here have done right, you know, correctly, is you don't need to just take one. You walk in to where you can comfortably make that in 3 steps. All right. So you don't just need to take one and then make these massive bounding steps. All right. Just like this. And then you can make your 3 steps nice and comfortably like that. Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, good. I like this. I like this beginning. All right. We're going for something a little bit left field. Hopefully it's going to, you know, throw the opponent off a little bit. A lot of people, if you come in aggressively, will start to block. Very, very common, especially here in Europe. I know that. So this is a good tactic off the bat. I like it. Let me have a look at it. We got higher quality videos. It's the highest we can get. It's the highest we can get. All right. But let me have another look at this strike. Let's see how we can make it even better so we can get Ippon next time. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's alright, innit? I think it's just a little bit off target. Okay, so obviously it's a super dangerous part, is this part, right? Now, if you're going to... I appreciate what you've done. I like it, alright? I like the idea, the strategy. Excuse me. We have to accept it comes with this sort of risk. All right. So you need to be aware. Bam. Once you come past, all right, they're coming after me and they're gonna go and try and hit me. So you need to make sure that as you turn around, you're defending yourself. All right. Which I think you've done there. But the problem is it's been a little bit haven't quite made it in time. All right. It's what it is. It's what it is. All right. No big deal. I like what you did in terms of the strategy, all right? Didn't work out this time, but fine. Just going back a bit to this part. So this sort of thing is quite dangerous, all right? You need to be a little bit careful here once you're in your Shiai, and this is a bit of a higher level Shiai now, right? Once you start to get afraid, last thing you want to do is raise your hands and move backward, okay? Have to raise your hands to defend yourself, all right? I'm not one of these that's like, oh, you must never block. I'm never like that. I never ever say that. You have to block. I get it. It's just bad strategy, especially lean backwards or move backwards as you're blocking, all right? Because you're giving them space to hit you, all right? Now, they haven't taken advantage of it, which is fine, but instead of this way, what you're better off doing is coming forward. If you must, all right? If you can't hit, you don't feel you're in the right place to hit, you must defend yourself. Just move forward, all right? Don't move backwards like this. You're going to let them hit you. Okay, so this Kote strike, I think this is a really well-seen opportunity. Okay, well-seen opportunity. But I think there's a little bit too much stiffness in your arms and not enough flexibility in your wrists, which is why it was difficult to make it into Ippon, all right? Because it wasn't super sharp, yeah? So you hit it at fantastic timing and a brilliant opportunity, but it wasn't kind of, bam, this way, because your wrists were a little bit too sort of firm, and so was your arms. So it came from your arms, do you know what I mean? And then secondly, after hitting, right, I don't want you to move this way. Don't move away from them. Move into them, especially after hitting Kote. After hitting Kote, move into them. Stick to them, all right, so that they can't try and hit you, all right? It was a fantastic time to hit. Your semi is good. Your kamae is good. Here is where you're going to struggle, okay? Here is a really important part, okay? You're very close. Things are dangerous now, okay? Things are dangerous. Somebody's got to hit somebody, right? Once you're here, and this is extremely hard, All right, it's extremely hard. Okay, I understand. But you have to be brave now. Now you're here, you have to be brave. All right. And if you, as I say, if you have to escape, you have to just escape. What you don't want to do is be that in between. Should I attack? Should I not? Ooh, you know what I mean? Like that sort of halfway where you're, what can I say? Like indecisive about it. You've got to be decisive here. All right. If we're going to hit, we're going to hit. If we're not, we're going to defend. All right. Because here we sort of go to hit and then sort of panic, so we end up defending, all right? And it puts us in quite a dangerous position, especially once you start to move back, because as I say, you give her space to hit you, all right? So what I want you to do here next time is once you get to this point, all right? Once you get to this point, okay, you were going to hit something, but it didn't turn out how you wanted. Fine. Hit something else confidently, or like from here you could bring your shinai around the other side of theirs and hit on the other side, for example, all right? Or you could hit at the door again, just as an example, right? Or if you decide that you must defend yourself like this, then I want you to keep moving forward now. I don't want you to step back from this position. If you step back from this position, you've given her, can you see how what you're doing is you're moving into a distance for your opponent to hit you. So you're helping her, all right? So don't want you to do that, yeah? Good, your semi is good, I like it. Okay. Let's just skip past that. Okay. Good. So here again, you see how we have this moment of hesitation. We've got to destroy hesitation in our kendo, right? It's honestly, it's the worst thing that can happen because it's going to cost you matches. All right. Here, this sort of moment of hesitation here. All right. Because what happened then is once you decided to strike, you know, it was actually a good opportunity. You almost got the strike, but because you sort of hesitated halfway through, your upper body and lower body became like discoordinated, so disjointed. They were no longer working together, so that your men strike didn't happen with the Humikomi, all right? So even if this men strike had hit, you're going to struggle to get the Ippon. And this is what I want you to stop as well, all right? I'm talking about now, I'm talking about taking you from where you're at to the next level of player, all right? Next level of player. Next level of player doesn't take, well, as much as possible, doesn't take their eyes off their opponent, right? So after hitting this man here, you don't want this position, all right? After hitting this, you want to maybe from here, but at this point you need to turn around and go backwards with your hands up still, like as if, you know, and this way, all right? Watch the videos of the Japanese players and stuff like that, All Japan Championship, stuff like that. They don't tend to hit men like this and hit and run through like they do in Kihon or Uchikomi, all right? It's dangerous because this happens, all right? You're only 4 years into kendo. You're doing super duper well. Super duper well. All right. You've got a lot of potential, I think, to be really, really good. If we fix these things, I think, you know, I think you're going to start to have a lot of success. Good. See how this time, when you hit with no hesitation, you committed yourself to it. Right? And you got a brilliant men's strike. Well done. Fantastic. But like I say, I don't want you to run with your back to them. All right? At this point, I want you to turn. Keep moving. Yeah? You hit, go forward. As you hit into them or you pass them, you turn to keep your eyes on them and then you move backwards, put the distance between you both. All right? So that if they do chase you, you can respond to it. Good job. Good men's strike. Good men's strike. Good. I like the semi that you're doing. See, nearly again, nearly again. That was nearly the same one. But again, I'm just so worried about this running off like this. It's so dangerous in the Shiai, all right? Okay, all right. Good. And this happens too, right? This happens too, all right? Because what happens is you run that way, you turn around, you're already in the corner of the Shiai, Joe, and you don't have much time to prepare yourself for them bounding after you and pushing you out. Okay, good. So look, your sense of hitting men is really good, right? Your sense of hitting men is super, super good. I think you've got an awful lot of potential to be a super great player. I think you can be on your national team. But you need to improve these things, okay? You need to try to keep your eyes on the opponent, and you need to do your very best. It's super hard, I understand, right? But we need to get rid of that hesitation, because when you hesitate, that's when you're starting to, you know, find yourself, you know, struggling. Now, here's the thing, right? Is look, you know, this Manny Speedball is great, but you can see straight away. You see how running past them when you turn around, you know, and that's how you lost the first deep bond, right? So I want you to do your best to keep your eyes on your opponent as much as possible, okay? Try not to hesitate, and when you defend, go forwards, don't go backwards, all right? When you defend, go forwards, don't go backwards. I can't stress how important that is. But you're doing super, super well. Really, really enjoyed watching your match. Well done. I'm looking forward to seeing you progress more in the future. Thank you for sending the videos. Thank you, everybody, for sending the videos in. If you would like to send a video in for this show, upload it to YouTube, as these wonderful people have done. Set the privacy settings to public or unlisted. Please don't set it to private. If you set it to private and send it to me, I will not be able to see it. All right? If you don't want everyone to be able to see it, just put it to unlisted, and then only people who have the link can see it. All right? If you set it to unlisted or public, I don't mind which, it's up to you. Email the link to me at mail@kendostar.com, and I will cover it in one of these videos. I've covered every single one of these that's been sent to me so far. We're like, I don't even know what episode this is, like 68, 69, something like that. We've had loads of episodes of these. I always do them. I think it's a great show. I really enjoy doing it, and people seem to respond to it really well. So I feel like you guys like it as well. Let's keep it going, and send me in some videos. Like, share, subscribe, shop at Kendo Star, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.